kicker has everything lined up and about set to get this one underway. The returner will field it and try to set up his offense in great field position. The coverage team maintains his discipline, not much doing on that return. We have got a tremendous matchup between these two running backs, both stars in their own right, and David, both ready to make a huge impact.
I mean, how fun is it to have two guys, one on each side, when they have the football, like they can go the distance. Just dynamic speed, great vision. These defenses are in trouble because these guys can touch it a bunch of different ways.
Look at that toughness, just running through everybody. Really needed a play like that to get out of their own end. They move the chains, they mark it at the 29. Leaves it with the back. And that's a very productive first down play in bringing up 2nd and 3. This crowd, full throat, splitting the eardrums and letting them know it's going to be a long day. Pulls it in. He puts him in business across the 50 into the 46-yard line. It'll be first down.
Man, that play takes some protection. If you're going to stick it in the belly and that wide receiver is going to run down the field that far, I need some good protection, and I need my lineman not to go downfield. Nice job by the quarterback making the right read, being patient, throwing that strike.
He'll pull it on the read. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
It doesn't matter what run play you have called, if you're running it inside or outside. If the defense gets penetration, everything is done. And you saw it on that play right there. Great job by the dude.
Looking to throw, it's Slater. Receiver wasn't ready for the throw, incomplete. They bring the punter onto the field now. He ought to be able to use this first punt to pin him deep. And that is an excellent punt as it lands out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. And are we ever lucky to see these two great quarterbacks in action here today? And Jesse, it won't be long before we'll see them squaring off on Sundays.
Yeah, and these guys can both stress the defense for similar reasons, and we've seen it all year long, right? Both guys have tremendous arm talent, and both guys can hurt you running the football as well. So these defenses are really going to have to be careful with how they try and defend these two quarterbacks. David, this one could come down to which guy has the ball last.
Yeah, which is really, really cool. A big showdown. They know what's on the line. Man, these are two huge names, you know, brand versus brand, big-time baller versus big-time baller, trying to come out on top. Yeah, defenses, I feel bad for them today. That's not what this is about. This is about the QBs.
2nd and short, maybe looking for a shot. Just a short pass to the tight end. Hauled down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down. New set of downs after the completion. Looking downfield on first down. Snagged in the middle. It's Price. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a first down at the 37. To the air on first down. And the pass to the sideline will pick up a short gain. And he'll make his way out of bounds after the solid pickup. He wants to throw it again. The short hands, it's Vance. And he's to the 48-yard line. That'll be good enough for a first down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Here they come, 1st and 10 from the 48. Used the play fake, now to throw. Knew where he wanted to go with it, but couldn't find his target. It's incomplete. They're dealing with a 2nd and long. From the gun, they'll give it on the inside.
Man, it's nice when you can depend on your big boys up front to make a lane, and you get 5 or 6 yards. You get 5 or 6 yards a pop. You move the ball down the field easily, and more importantly, can get this defense to be more aggressive, to bring DBs close to the line of scrimmage, and then that might open up some big plays down the field.
He's got his man. They'll finally get him on the ground, but not before he makes it to the 30 and gets a first down.
Well, we know this guy is special, and because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and distances. There on that third down, there was no question. It wouldn't have mattered if he was single covered, double covered, man zone. That's where he was going with it, and the big-time playmaker outside picks up the first.
Back to throw, it's McCoy. Looking to the end zone. He's in for the touchdown.
And that's what I love about empty sets and formations on offense is that when you spread the defense out, you create bigger lanes to throw into. You saw it right there.
Getting ready for the extra point after the first score of the game. And the extra point makes it 7-0. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. On the run from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. And the offense takes over to dip into its bag of ball plays. From the shotgun, the inside give. Get some work done there. Pick up a 4 to the 22. Solid pick up of 4 on first down and 2nd and 6. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. Here comes this home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on third down. They'll try to pick up the first through the air. Caught close to the marker, it's Tate. And with that effort, they pick up a fresh set of downs. They have it at the 34-yard line. Wants to go up top on first down. Makes the grab, it's Conway. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down.
Nice job by the quarterback, seeing the receiver come open, getting him the football, making the first down, and they like to do this. When they make a first down, they want to go fast, they want to crank up the tempo.
Makes the grab, it's Simmons. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. They were able to get the ball to the running back in space, but that space just evaporated.
And a great job by the defense, man. It's tough to get those guys on the ground. They're so used to having the football as running backs and making plays and being dynamic. So usually one guy not going to get him to the ground. You want many guys swarming to the football, trying to get that elusive guy on the ground.
They make the stop, but he'll have enough yardage for a first down. They want to run this quarterback. And he'll lose yardage on this play. Loses 2 yards. Great job by the defense. The negative play leaves him with 2nd and 12. Now they'll run the draw. He had all kinds of company as soon as he got it. He had to fight his way back just to get to the line of scrimmage. Off play action. A shot for the end zone. And trying to put points on the board on third down. Now they're staring at fourth down. And they're going to head out to line up for a field goal. This crowd trying to do its part to get inside the kicker's head. And this one splits the uprights. That'll bring him to within 4.
How about it? 50-plus, no problem. Big leg, nice accuracy. That's a big-time kick for this young man.
So they're lining up to kick it off after that last drive. Put a 3 spot on the board, and now the defense will try to shut him down. On the move from inside his 5. He's chased out of bounds inside the 15. They'll mark him out at his own 14-yard line. Not much on that kick return. Looking to throw, it's McCoy. Quickly complete. That had all the makings of bug meat windshield, but how about the little corner taking on the big tight end and keeping him from getting the first? They're looking to throw on 2nd and short. Quickly out to the tight end. Across the 35, out of bounds at the 36, and a really good Pickup as they're starting to move. Wants to throw on first down. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down. Second down coming. Working well behind the sticks on second down. They'll run the option. He'll pitch it. And the fourth option there is to throw it in reverse, and that's what happened on that one. Now facing a third and long. Back in motion, try to clear the picture. On third and long, no secret what he needs here. He stopped short of the 40, right at the 39, and it's fourth down. And here comes the punt team. They'll boot it into the night sky for the first time. He gets it out to the 17, the cover unit right there to make the stop. First snap of this drive will come from their own 17. Takes the handoff. It's Simmons. And they make the stop, and that will likely bring us to the end of the first quarter. Second down, they'll go to the air. And the pass is incomplete, and that wraps up the first quarter. While we're only through one, these quarterbacks have been lighting up their stat line. They are lined up and ready to go and get things started here in the second. So they go back to work after the break, and it is third down. Looking downfield, it's Slater. Makes the grab. They'll move those chains, getting it out to the 29-yard line and trying to get this drive rolling. Off-play action on first down. Got his man. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short gain there. Oh, they dial up on second and a long way to go. They'll give it to the back. Slams ahead for a yard out to the 33. Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Grabbed over the middle. It's Marks. Doesn't quite make it to the first down marker. He's a yard short. The kick is on its way. And he's going to get it up to about the 29-yard line before he's brought down. Okay, so here comes the offense returning to the field. Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. It's complete to the right. And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup. Plenty of work to do here on second and long. Wants to go up top. Got it in the middle, it's Vance. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. The offense lines up at the 40. They've got a first down. Looking to throw on first down. Caught over the middle. It's Hill.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense, catching the football.
That's caught. It's Whitaker. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. Just this side of midfield, the defense trying to rise up on third and short from the 49.
Third and one, everyone knows it's coming, but the quarterback sneak is so hard to stop. They just got to get 1 yard. Nice job by the offensive line.
Well, a really good push by his center on that last play, making it easy.
Breaks into the open.
How nice is it in this offense to have your best receiver playing in the slot? You're matching him up against linebackers, against safeties, or nickel corners. Nickel corners are oftentimes the defense's third best cornerback. This guy is virtually uncoverable.
Gets it all the way inside the 20-yard line to the 19 before being hauled down.
Man, this defense, they have got to get better in coverage if they want to get off the field anytime soon. You keep defending like that, this offense might hang 50 on you by the end of the game.
Give to the back. Fights through the pile and picks up a couple down to the 16. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Got 3 on first down. It's 2nd and 7. Unloads quickly. He's brought down, but he's got him inside the 10. 1st and goal from the 8. This offensive scoring position with a fresh set of downs. A 1st down run in the red zone. He's brought down at the 7-yard line, and they are threatening to take it in. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Goes to the option. And he never had a chance to get the pitch off on the option as he's tackled in the backfield. Now 3rd and goal, and tough yardage to cover here. Sends it back in motion. Looking to the end zone on 3rd and goal. And it'll be a touchdown.
And that's the hardest part about playing a mobile quarterback. It's not the first play. The first play was a pass. It's the second play where he decides to pull it down, Jesse, becomes a running back, and makes something happen.
You're right, David. That's why so many coaching staffs now are trying to recruit dual-threat athletes at quarterback because of situations just like that. Down in the red zone, nobody open. You're not just going to throw it away and be okay kicking a field goal. You're taking off, and you're going to capitalize with a touchdown.
And the extra point makes it 14-3. They put it in the end zone with a 12-play scoring drive. And the capper on that drive, the 10-yard touchdown run. He'll start the return inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Offense in a bunch formation. Out of the chute, quick toss to the right. He gets it past the 25-yard line and finally knocked out of bounds at the 27. Finding an escape route. And he's got enough for the 1st down. They'll mark it at the 34. Tempo and overdrive.
Well, the defense makes the tackle. They give up the 1st down. They've now got to communicate the next play call. They can't substitute because the offense is going fast.
You want to make sure to maximize those types of runs, and he gets it out to the 41.
I like this idea by the offense going hurry up here. You just had a very nice run. Let's get back up to the line of scrimmage and go fast.
Spins away from the defender. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a 1st down.
Well, I know he was struggling to get going early in this game. That right there, though, was easily his best run so far. And this is one of the more talented running backs you're going to see in the entire nation. They need more runs like that to get this offense going if they're going to win this game.
This offense has been sluggish, to say the least, but finally they're on the move on 1st and 10. Caught in the backfield, it's Blackwell. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. We were at the 2-minute timeout, and these guys really need to build a little momentum to cut into this lead before halftime. The play-action fake. He's got him in the flat. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. They're at their fastest tempo trying to get off this 3rd down play. To the air, it's Slater. He lofts it high and deep down the left side. Bounds into the end zone for a touchdown.
And I tell you what, that passing touchdown, man, that should spark this whole team. Like, the comeback is more than on now. Like, they got the touchdown. They cut into the lead. You want to get a stop and go into the half, get all the juices, all the excitement, and be like, listen, the passing game's rolling. We got this. The comeback's in full effect.
Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And with the extra point, they cut the lead to 14-10. So it's an 80-yard drive. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Plenty of time left in the half here as they take over, but they will want to be efficient here in the final 2 minutes. Motion from the back. Looking to throw on first down. Lets it fly. He's got an open man. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks. Big play to start this drive, and they're already out at the 48. It's first down. They'll run it from the gun.
I like the decision there in the RPO game too, guys. I know he only got a couple of yards, but that play's going to open up bigger opportunities throwing the football down the field in the RPO game too. So keep handing it off to this guy. Let him see what he can do. And when the defense gives you the look to hold the football and then finally throw it, that's when you take advantage.
It's third down, and they have to get it to the 42 to move the sticks. The offense calls a timeout to stop the clock. It's third down, and they have to get it to the 42 to move the sticks. Gets the back moving. On third and long, trying to have a big completion here. On target over the middle. Gets it down to the 33. They pick up the first down. Got to use their time wisely. Third down, a lot of times it comes down to not necessarily who's the most open, who do you trust the most.
No, it's not about the X's and the O's. It's about the Jimmies and the Joes. And when my guy's better than you and I get you matched up out wide and I know I trust you, I'm finding you.
And he moved it slightly forward. Defense played it well. After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. To the air, it's McCoy. Quick completion on the out. And he goes out of bounds after coming up with positive yardage there. Here comes third and short from the 24, and this offense does not want to send out the field goal unit. He's not going to make it. What a job by this defense to stop him in his tracks. We've got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. On fourth down, looking for the completion. Caught in the backfield. It's Price. How about that defense rising up and stopping him short on fourth down? First play of the drive, wants to throw. Makes the catch. It's Marks. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. Now here on second down, see if they keep tossing it around. It's complete. Brought down at the 46, but he got 10 on the play. The offense burns its third and final timeout of the half. Looking downfield on first down. And he just threw that one away. Safe move, didn't see anything, lived to play another play. Wants to throw, he's working against the clock. Pocket breaking down. Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to avoid the loss. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. On third and long, he has to throw for it. Slips away. Here comes the heat. Can't find a receiver, and down goes the quarterback. A sack to punctuate this first half. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Guys, who's had a better seat there in Seattle for an interesting first half than you? And it's clear, the aerial attacks of both teams have been relentless. They've been burning each of these secondaries like toast. Just an assault on the defensive game plans, if there even were defensive game plans. Gotta think, fellas, based on the first two quarters, we're going to see every route in the route tree again in this second half. And with that, let's head back to the gorgeous Pacific Northwest and the fellas at UW.
We're just about ready to start the second half. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. And the offense back on the field, ready to dial up ball plays. Looking downfield, it's McCoy. Finds a soft spot in the middle. They stop him just a link or two short of the first, and man, what they can do on second down here. Back to pass. Makes the grab over the middle. He'll get a fresh set down, stopped at the 31-yard line. It's 1st and 10 from the 31. To the air on 1st down. Fires to the wideout. Wide open downfield. And he was off to the races, and he gets it to the 45.
I like the QB here. Very decisive, understanding I get the ball to my slot guy, he can make plays after it. Like the quickness, the speed, the elusiveness. You watch it, man, just he catches the football and a big play can happen. And you saw after the catch, man, he's got some wheels.
Got it behind the line. It's Dupree. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. So now it's 2nd and long. Off the play fake. Fires to the big fella. He'll be shoved out of bounds at the 35-yard line. 3rd and short here from the 35. Might take a shot here if this is 4-down territory. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the 1st down. They moved the chains on the ground last time. Let's see if they try to hit him up top. Makes the grab. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few. Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. Wide receiver comes in motion. To the air on 2nd down. Throws to the wideout. Can't hang on. It's incomplete, and you can't worry about the footsteps when you're running those crossing routes. It'll be 3rd down. Looking to pass. It's McCoy. There's the pressure. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. Now on 4th down, here comes the field goal team. And this field goal attempt will be a 48-yarder and not straight on from the left side. Never a doubt. The lead now 7 here in the 3rd quarter.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
After putting 3 on the board, the kickoff unit ready to go. And he'll bring it back. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. And let's see what kind of ball plays this offense has ready. He'll keep it himself. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Backed up now, here's 2nd and long.
Really nice job by the defense shutting down all the options. Don't let him get into his reading phase. Go get him.
And the quarterback caught up to and sacked at the 12.
But we've seen this offense struggle early in this game protecting the quarterback. They went in at halftime, thought they'd made the right adjustments, but it's not looking like it right now. They're still having issues keeping this guy standing up straight. Up front, they're just getting beat across the board.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. Quarterback on the keeper. He's knocked down a couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage. Punt team makes its way onto the field. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. Now a fair catch is called for and made just shy of midfield. Here comes the offense onto the field again. They'll run behind the big guys on the right. He's going to lose a yard on that one. After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Looking to throw, it's McCoy. Throws to the tight end. Complete to the left. Knocked down immediately, but they couldn't stop him from getting the big gainer to the 30. Quick timeout by the defense here, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Unloads to the wideout. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. Nice gain of 6, leaving them with 3rd and 4. Trying to pick up a first down. Looking to throw on 3rd. Complete. They'll make the stop about a yard short of the first down. And for the second time tonight, they'll trot out the field goal kicker. Splits the uprights. Good. And they'll push that lead out a little further.
And that's not the way they wanted to end the drive, but nice job being ready and your field goal kicker coming through and putting 3 points on the board.
After that last field goal drive, they're set to kick it away. And he takes this from inside the 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. And the offense takes the field eager to go back to work. He'll do it himself. Now they've got even more breathing room out to the 31 and a fresh set of downs. Running game got it done on the last play. Now it's first down. They'll go to the ground. Pushes ahead for a couple. They'll mark it at the 33. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Motion from the wideout. Caught behind the line. It's Marks. He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play. To the air. It's Slater. Oh, they're after him. And the rush will get to him at the 25.
All right, this quarterback is going to have to start playing with the clock going off in his head. He knows he cannot hold on to the football too long with players like that getting after him.
They bring the punter onto the field now. He's getting a lot of work. 4th time he's punted tonight. He'll be content with the field position, making the fair catch right around the 30-yard line. First play of this drive will start from the 31-yard line. From the gun, the ground game. Slithers into space. Smashes ahead. Ridden out of bounds at the 45. A big play for this offense.
When you talk about creating big plays in the running game like this makes the game really easy. Actually, when you've got a guy like this that you can hand it to with this much speed and elusiveness, just hard to bring down in the open field, what a big gain for the offense.
They'll move the tight end. Off the play fake on first down. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. Nice pickup on the return, but more important, they got the takeaway, and now they're in business.
It's so nice to see defenders squeeze that pigskin. A lot of times, in great position, you see them there to make the play, but there's a reason they play defense. Not this time. Great job securing the interception.
Offense in a split backfield. Snags it quickly on the left. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few. Halfway there on first down. It's 2nd and 5. Back to throw. It's Slater. Finds his man. It's Tate. And there were no creases or crevices to run through, and they shove him out of bounds. If every journey begins with a step, this offense needs to step into a 3rd down conversion and then try to turn it into some scores, and fast. Putting together a real scoring threat here as they pick up the first down at the 36. Use the play fake, now to throw. That's caught. It's Tate. Ripping off a good chunk inside the 25, and they're set up with a first down. Wants to throw on first down. Here's a heat. Didn't have much of a choice there but to get rid of it. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. From the gun to give, looking for room. He's stopped for no gain again. Back-to-back runs, and they have nothing to show for it except facing a third and long. Throws toward the end zone. It's caught. It's a touchdown.
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, and the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when they're throwing into the end zone because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now in game.
On to attempt the try. And with the extra point, every little bit counts as they get closer. They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. Coming out with it, it's Green. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. Rides the back and leaves it on the option. Gets it past the first down marker and still running. That is just the kind of run you want when you're trying to close out a game. And you want to talk about his favorite receiver, it might be everybody based on the number of guys getting touches and a chance to show off their hands in the passing game. Here comes the fourth. Time to see who steps up, who makes the winning plays to take home that W. They go back to work with a first down in the final period of this one. Direct snap. They opened the lane, and he hit it a gain of 5 out to the 33. 6-yard pickup on first down leaves him with 2nd and 4. And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. 3rd down coming. Dropping back, it's McCoy. Gets rid of it. Caught near the sticks. It's Price. Nice pitch and catch there, and they'll have enough for the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Looking to throw on first down. Quickly complete. They'll mark him out of bounds right at the 45-yard line. Completion a little short of the sticks. It's 2nd down. Motion from the wide receiver. Try to get the edge with a quick touch pass. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage. They're going to try to throw for it on 3rd down. Got it in the middle, it's Banks. That'll be enough for the first down as they stop him at the 43-yard line. They'll send the back in motion. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Grabbed behind the line. It's Colson. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage. Wants to throw it. Catch in the middle. It's Price. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. Back in motion, try to clear the picture. On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. Got a man, it's Whitaker. They'll pick up enough yardage for the first down. They've got it at the 30. Looking to throw on first down. Grabbed in the middle, it's Price. The modest gain on the completion really shows why you want to run the zone. Make them execute and rally to the ball.
100%. Zone eyes on the quarterback. I see him throw the football, break on it.
Turning it on! Nice job by this junior quarterback to get it done on the ground. So this offense has the lead. They have the ball. They have the clock on their side and a chance perhaps to put it out of reach. Sends it back in motion. Pressure coming. Into the end zone for a touchdown.
And that is a drive and a score they absolutely had to have. Now making it a two-possession game late in this one. It wasn't going to be enough to just play it safe, play it conservative, punt the ball away, and count on your defense. They were aggressive. They mixed it up, and getting that score, that is huge for their win probability now.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And with the extra point, they're now up by a touchdown and a field goal at 10. They're set to kick it off. And you think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He steps out of bounds just across the 20 at the 21. Decent starting field position here. Here comes the offense back onto the field. To throw, it's Slater. It's complete on the right side. Nice gain on that play, but a little bit short of the first down. Picked up some yardage with that completion, now second down. Looking to fire. Using the back as a receiver on the screen. Good, solid pickup on that one. They've got it out to the 40, and it's first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs.
Well, down 2 possessions. Good news is you get the completion. Bad news, though, did not get out of bounds. You know right now, saving the clock. That is at a premium for this offense.
He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down.
And this defense is perfectly fine with that. When you're up a couple possessions, you want everything in front of you. You want that clock to tick, make sound tackles, and don't give up big plays.
A little bit more to go after that last completion. They'll try to pick it up on second down. Wants to go up top. And he drops it just a little too slippery in the hands. Big third down as the crowd gets behind this defense. From the gun, wants to pass. Got his man downfield. He got loose, almost housed it, finally dragged down at the 32. This offense is like running a perfection drill in practice against air. Chunk play after chunk play, and here they come again. Looking downfield on first down. Chunked it away just as he was hit.
And that's kind of how their day's gone, right? Like they haven't protected their guy up front, and that's why they haven't been explosive and scored a bunch of points, man. Position number 1 for every offense. Like, if we're going to throw, we got to protect him. And just right there, he gets hit again. He's been sacked several times. Like, this offensive line's got to do a better job.
They were on the move, but 2 straight incompletions had them staring at 3rd and 10. Dropping back, it's Slater. Under fire. Grab near the sticks. It's Marks. And he's going to be taken down, but there's a penalty flag on the field.
Hold it.
A costly penalty wipes out that 3rd down conversion, and now they'll back up and try it again. On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down. Huge play here late, and this crowd is coming to help the defense. On 4th down, they'll try to throw it. Fires one high and deep. Can't find his man. It'll be incomplete, and that is a heartbreaker this late in the game. They want that clock to run. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. The defense uses their 2nd timeout of the half as they try to get their act together. Wide receiver going in motion. This quarterback part of their running game. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. They'll turn to the jet sweep to try to convert. Absolutely nowhere to go as this defense makes a 3rd down stop. We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and they have this game in hand right now. But we'll see just how aggressive they want to be on offense. A fairly short distance here toward the sidelines, not his best work. They'll put it in play from the 36 for the first play of the drive. Wants to throw. It's Slater. Quick strike complete.
And quarterback dropping back, understanding I'm getting zone coverage. All I got to do is be a little bit patient, manipulate that defense a little bit. My wide receiver runs that drag, and I get the first down.
Going to take a shot on second and short. Caught near the sticks. It's Tate. Tackle is made at the 48. It's a pickup of 5 and enough for the first down. To the air on first down. Throws for the tight end. A strike downfield. And they explode on that one, and they've got it down to the 22.
That's what's so scary about this offense. They've got guys in the perimeter that can change the game in one single play, and you saw it right there. Too much speed on the perimeter to create that explosive play.
This offense lines up feeling awfully good after that big play. Under fire. Rush coming in hot, and they got him at the 29.
That's a play the defense needed, right? It's been a battle all game long. Here we are, it's late, everybody's tired. They've given up a few yards on this drive, but they come away with a huge sack at a big moment.
Now facing second and long after the defense came up with that sack. Back to pass. The offense pops it up. Defense scoops it up, and he's headed the other way. The defense making the play to drive in the dagger with that fumble recovery, and they should be able to run out the clock. So with the late lead, they're ready to just drain the clock in victory formation. And they'll take a knee and watch this clock keep on winding its way toward a victory. A strong, methodical, workmanlike effort from this team. No frills, just get the job done and get the win.
I love when you describe my teams like that. Just consistent, methodical, strong. I don't have to do things special every single week. All I'm supposed to do is get the W, and that's what they did.
And this is why practice is so important, guys. You can tell that this team was locked in way back earlier in the week. They watched the film. They got good looks in practice. They knew what to anticipate. They knew what looks they were going to see. And when those looks presented themselves, boy, oh boy, did they ever take advantage.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.